All right, Lacey, thank you. Well, every Thursday on News 9 at 9, we're going in depth with Oklahoma City Police Chief Wade Gourley.
This week, we're talking about officer safety during high-speed chases. Here's Lisa Monahan.
Oklahoma City Police Chief Wade Gourley in studio this morning, and we're talking about the dangers officers face when suspects decide to take off during traffic stops or really any other encounter with police. A police chase right through the metro. It ended with a car crashing in northwest Oklahoma City and an officer injured. Can you walk us through what happened in that scenario?
This particular incident started with one of the license plate readers. I believe it was in a vehicle, registered that the vehicle was stolen. So the officers get involved in a short pursuit with the suspect. They end up, fortunately, not crashing into another vehicle, but they crashed off the roadway near Northwest 23rd and Walker. When they did crash, the suspects ran from the vehicle. An officer began to pursue them, and there was a light pole that was nearby, one of the small light poles that happened to fall as the officer was running by it, and it kind of hit him on the head, but he was able to continue the chase and get the suspects in custody.
It could have been so much worse. I mean, these police officers, they're in our community every day, so they are facing all sorts of risk. A lot of people typically think that an injured officer can come from a shooting or some sort of confrontation with a suspect, but really it's wide-ranging. Can you kind of tell us some of the injuries you see in the department?
We see quite a few injuries every year, and it's everything from shoulder injuries to knees. And you think about, when an officer goes to chase after someone, the terrain is not very good. There's curbs, fences that they go over. Sometimes it's dark and they step in holes and other things like that. And so just by the nature of our job, we tend to see, quite a few more on-the-job injuries than a lot of other departments around the city.
I know you do extensive training for your officers, but how do you prepare them for just a wide-ranging risk of the job?
So probably the biggest thing that we do is scenario-based type training. Every year we do reality-based training. They go through that with different scenarios. We do what's called our defensive tactics, control and defensive tactics and de-escalation. We do that training every year as a refresher and show the officers new techniques and things that may be out there to help lessen the likelihood of injury and to get the suspects in custody more efficiently. And then we also do our law enforcement driver training. We do refreshers on that every other year as well, just so that the officers can be in those scenarios, those pursuit type scenarios, and learn to make good decisions and follow the policies and procedures that are in place. But we have to train for such a wide variety of things. And what happens a lot of times too is you don't realize that you may be lacking in a training area until something happens, and then you go, oh, okay, yeah, we need to start addressing this.
And you're adding that to the list.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much for the insight this morning. We appreciate it, Chief.
You bet.
If you have a question for the Chief, you can send us an email at chatwiththechief@griffin.news, and we'll get you some answers.